We have some big news today, a very busy news day, and it starts off with a bang. Today, the Trump administration's Birthright Citizenship executive order, which rewrote the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution, it was blocked again by a federal judge in New Hampshire. This time, as a federal judge has now certified a class of individuals, babies born after February 19th, that would be impacted by this executive order that could have had their citizenship stripped from them because they were born to two undocumented parents. Well, now this is a major decision because it blocks the Birthright Citizenship Executive Order from taking effect nationwide. It's a workaround around the Supreme Court's ruling on nationwide injunctions, which left the door open for a decision like this. Meanwhile, an ICE attorney, Adam Boyd, has resigned in protest over what he called a shift from targeting serious threats to the United States homeland to chasing deportation quotas to please Stephen Miller, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, who has demanded that ICE reach 3,000 deportations per day just to boost statistics. Before I continue, please consider subscribing to my Substack by clicking the button below or sending a one-time donation via Venmo to support my work. Your support is invaluable and it allows me to do this full time. Texas State Senator Angela Paxton has filed divorce from Attorney General Ken Paxton, stating that despite efforts at reconciliation, quote, recent discoveries have led her to conclude that her marriage would not honor God or be loving for herself, her children, or for Ken Paxton. Now, this is a big deal and could cost Republicans a Senate seat in Texas because right now John Cornyn is up for re-election in Texas, and John Cornyn is facing a primary challenge from none other than Ken Paxton, who's actually leading by about 20 points in the polls right now. If he's the nominee, well, Republicans are going to have to answer to whatever skeletons are about to come out of his closet. And the National Republican Senatorial Committee has already responded to the divorce with a sharp rebuke, calling Ken Paxton's actions, quote, repulsive and disgusting, expressing support for Angela Paxton as she chooses to stand up for herself and her family during this difficult time. We got a lot of news about Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. Some interesting. First, according to Michael Wolff, a author, Trump reportedly considered pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell out of fear she might reveal damaging details about his decade-long friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell is currently serving a 20-plus year sentence in Pensacola for aiding and abetting Epstein's horrific crimes. Bill O'Reilly says he spoke with Donald Trump on St. Patrick's Day about the Epstein files, which Trump claimed could, quote, destroy innocent people. These Epstein files are not public. Thomas Fugate, a 22-year-old Trump superfan and recent college graduate with past jobs as a gardener and a grocery clerk, is under fire after being appointed to lead the Department of Homeland Security's terror prevention efforts. We now know that he was involved in a teenage love triangle and was reported to the police. A Delta flight from Madrid to New York made an emergency landing in the Azores due to an engine issue, stranding 282 passengers and 13 crew for 29 hours overnight in an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean because the flight had a mechanical issue. Starting August 1st, interest will resume for 8 million student loan borrowers who've been interest-free forbearance since mid-2024 due to legal challenges to President Biden's SAVE plan. Department of Homeland Security has confirmed that ongoing immigration efforts in Los Angeles, with ICE and CBP arresting just 2,700 unauthorized immigrants, that is just 0.3% of the county's estimated 900,000 undocumented population. Israel now believes that some of Iran's nuclear weapons-grade, near uranium weapons-grade uranium survived recent U.S. strikes in Iran. Senator Tom Tillis, a Republican from North Carolina, says he regrets voting to confirm Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. Prince Andrew is now free to travel abroad after the FBI closed its investigation into his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump has decided to deploy his presidential drawdown authority to authorize approximately $300 million in weapons shipments to Ukraine. Palestinian activist and Columbia graduate Mahmoud Khalil is seeking $20 million in damages from the Trump administration, alleging false imprisonment and malicious prosecution. In addition, Russian drone attacks intensify and fears are growing over potential territorial concessions that Ukraine may have to give up in a future peace deal. A couple good news stories today. Baltimore is on track for its lowest homicide rate in nearly 50 years, with only 68 homicides through June. down from 88 last year and far below past decades. And in a groundbreaking gene therapy trial, all 10 participants, aged 1 through 24, with congenital deafness caused by OTOF mutations, gained hearing, some for the first time. That's all the news right now. If you want to support my work, subscribe to my Substack by clicking the button below, or send a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas, and I'll see you in the morning.